want to welcome to the stage 8-time IFBB Mr. Olympia champion, Ronnie Coleman. Thank you, Ronnie, for coming to the Fit Expo. Love you. Come on over here. Have a seat. Ronnie, I love your new signature series. I want to hear all about it. And these are your people.
Yeah, buddy. Well, this is probably my fourth or fifth time coming here, and every year I come here, this thing seems to get a little bit bigger. Everybody that don't know me, I'm Ronnie Coleman, 8-time Mr. Olympia, and I'm glad to be here. Because like I said, every year I come here, this thing gets a little bit bigger and bigger. We get close to the Honor Classic over here, so this is a grand event. It's a wonderful event, and it's an awesome event that I really look forward to coming to every year. So I hope you are having as much fun as I did. Only bad thing about coming here today, a little late because I had to park about a mile away. All the parking was full, but like they say, where there's a will, there's a way. There was nothing that was going to keep me coming here and doing what I have to do and doing what I love doing and doing what I enjoy doing. So I'm here today to talk about a little nutrition. I've been in sport now for about 22 years, I think. Way it started with me is I started working out when I was about 13, 14 years old. Never had any idea or direction about where everything was going to go. I do know that when I started working out, I was probably one of the biggest kids in my neighborhood. Only reason why I started working out is because people used to ask me if I worked out all the time. I kind of got tired of saying no and kind of wonder what I looked like if I started. So at a good old teenage, about 12, 13 years old, I started working out in my junior high school gym and played junior high school football, so they kind of worked out real good. Of course, as soon as I started working out, I started seeing results right away to the point that guys from high school saw me and they told me they wanted me to be on the powerlifting team when I came to high school the next year. So anything that had to do with lifting weights, like I said, I fell in love all the way already, eating good gains and everything. So my first year in high school, I joined the powerlifting team. My first year, I didn't do too good. I think I placed about 4th or 5th in just about every show I went to. It took a little while for my strength to develop. I did powerlifting for about 2 years in high school, and I got to the point where it wasn't funded enough, and wasn't enough guys on the team, so they kind of disbanded. But that was all good for me. I was still on the football team, so I was still able to work out in the weight room because the weight room was actually for the guys on the football team anyway. So it was still right up my alley, and I was still having fun doing what I do. In high school, I just played football. I ran track. I didn't have a lot of things to do in my high school. We were a real small town, about 15,000 people. We had one high school in the whole town, so you didn't have a choice. So we had football, basketball, track, baseball, and that was it. Those were only sports you had to choose from in high school. Of course, I chose football and track. When I graduated high school in 1982, I didn't have any idea what I was going to do because playing football, we didn't get many recruits to the school. So all my friends decided they were going to go to Olympia State University, which was about 15, 20 miles from my house. They were very close school. So I decided, since they were going, I didn't have anything to do, so I went to Olympia State University too. I didn't get a scholarship, so I decided that I was going to walk on and just play football, and that's kind of what I did. I had no idea what I was going to major in, so I kind of asked around and asked everybody, what do y'all here to major in? Because I didn't have any idea. I majored in management. And at the same time, like I said, I played football. And I was on the track team too. On the track, I just mostly did shot put, just field events. Of course, I wasn't that fast enough to run anything. But I was fast enough to play football. I think about halfway in school, one of my instructors came to me and said, "You're pretty good at accounting. You ought to think about changing your major to accounting." So that's kind of what I did. Since he told me that I'd be making more money in accounting than I would in management. Like I said, I had no idea what I was going to major anyway. About a couple years later, I finally got my degree in accounting. Graduated with honors, luckily. Since I was so good in accounting, I kind of made straight A's and B's out on the dean's list, president's list, all kind of other lists and honor roll lists. Actually, I ended up getting an academic scholarship somewhere along the way. And even though I didn't get a 4-year scholarship in football, academics kind of like got me through. So I graduated college and decided that, I didn't have any idea what I was going to do. So the friends that I went to school with, they were able to go to all the recruiting every weekend. I was unable to attend because basically I had to play football every weekend. So I kind of like followed them to Dallas and ended up looking for a job in Dallas in accounting. Probably searched about a good 2 or 3 months, and my search wasn't going too good, so I ended up taking the first thing that came along. And the first thing that came along was a job working at Domino's Pizza. So for me, it was better than nothing. I had just bought a new car, so I had a car note. So here I am with a college degree, working at Domino's Pizza, and things are not going too good. I'm not making enough money. Still trying to get a job in accounting, going on quite a few interviews every single weekend. One thing about it is, every interview that I go on, they tell me that I need experience. I'm like, I'm not going to get no experience if nobody hires me. So I stuck with it anyway, until it got to the point where, I couldn't pay the bills, I couldn't buy food. So I ate pizza every single day. A friend of mine who I work with, came to me and said, "Hey, I know you're struggling, but I got this paper route. If you want to go to newspapers to help supplement your income, I'm willing to give you a couple days." I'm like, "Cool, I'll do anything right about now." So here I am with this college degree in accounting, graduating with honors, and I'm throwing newspapers and delivering pieces. And I'm like, man, I gotta get a little bit better than this. So about 2 years into doing that, I came to the conclusion that I don't think I'm ever going to get hired in my field of accounting. It was time for me to just give up on this and just find something else. Well, one thing about that is, every single weekend that I got the newspaper, they were always hiring for police department. I'm like, man, bad job is what I want to take, but after a while, that started looking appealing to me, so I like, okay, here we go. I might as well apply for the police department because I'm like I said, I was struggling bad. I was struggling so bad it got to the point where I got tired of eating pizzas. So Kentucky Fried Chicken was right next door to us. I'm like, man, I want to be tired of eating chicken as I am tired of eating pizza. So I like, I'm gonna call them and ask them. So I called Kentucky Fried Chicken. I'm like, "Hey, y'all tired of eating chicken?" They're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Y'all want a pizza?" They're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "So let's trade." So we traded. When it got to the point where I got tired of eating chicken, I'm like, man, this chicken is getting old. Well, Burger King was right next door to them. So I'm like, I wonder if they tired of eating hamburgers like I'm tired of eating pizza and fried chicken. So I called Burger King, "Hey, y'all tired of eating hamburgers?" They're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Y'all want to trade?" "Yeah." So here I am trading burgers for pizza. So that was getting real old, and I got to the point where I just, got tired of eating burgers, pizza, and all that kind of stuff every day. So I applied for the police department, and about 3 months later, by the grace work out at? Like, I work out at the station, you know, free, I got to pay nothing there. So, man, I got this gym I work out at called Metroplex. It's real big, about 10 times the size of the police department training center. Why don't you come over there and work out with me? I'm like, okay, cool, anything is better than this. You know, I lifted all the weights they had in there. So they really didn't have enough weight for me. My first day at Metroplex, the guy who owns the place, his name is Brian Dobson. Brian saw me walking in the gym and immediately, you know, I was still pretty big. And I was about 215 pounds, pretty muscular for a 5'11" guy. And Brian's like, hey man, you pretty big. You Pete? I'm like, no, I don't compete. I work with police department. Like working there. He's like, you should compete. You could probably, you know, be world champion one day with the guys. I'm like, no, dude, it's okay. You know, I done kind of got used to eating pizza and hamburger and fried chicken. I don't think I can die. Plus, you know, I just got on the police department. I heard those guys take drugs. I didn't know anything about bodybuilding at all. I didn't know who was Mr. Olympia or what Mr. Olympia was. Because where I grew up, there was nothing like that. We didn't have bodybuilding around. Even in college, we didn't have it. So I hadn't even never looked at a magazine. So about the second or third day I come there, Brian like, man, I'm telling you, you really need to get this compete thing a shot. Like, no, Brian, I told you, you know, the last couple days I come in there, I didn't want to compete because I just got on the police department. He said, okay. Well, the fourth day I come in there, Brian, he just wasn't giving up. He said, I tell you what, he said, I give you a free membership to the gym if you compete in this show coming up in about 3 months. Like, I teach you how to code, I teach you how to diet as a bodybuilder, teach you how to train as a bodybuilder, because I just train as a powerlifter. And I'm like, dude, you pretty much had me at free because I'm poor, and I'm still behind on bills, all my bills from working at Domino's Pizza and throwing those newspapers. So Brian taught me how to code, how to train as a bodybuilder, how to diet. And about 3 months later, I entered my first show. It's called the Mr. Texas. But I was fortunate enough to win first place and overall in that show, and kind of got hooked on bodybuilding. Because, like I said, I had a free membership, and all I had to do was compete. That same year, I went to the Nationals, which is the biggest show in the United States, pretty much. At the Nationals, I placed third my first year in the sport. Well, you know, I'm really hooked now because I'm doing pretty good. On my way to, I guess, making a mark in the sport or whatever it was. I didn't really care because, like I said, I was going for a free membership. I had a job working with the police department and everything, so I was just pretty much happy with that, satisfied with that. My second year in the sport, entered the USA, my next contest. Didn't do so well in the USA. I ended up in like 14th, but you know, I didn't too much care. I was kind of upset about the placing, but I'm just doing this for a free membership, so I don't really too much care about it. Well, the Nationals was coming around a couple months later, so I decided I was going to enter the Nationals again because I did pretty good the year before. This year I went back to the Nationals in 91. This is 91. My first year, 90. My first contest was April 7, 1990. It goes to show you how memorable that was for me. So 91, going back to the Nationals again, and this time I played sport, which not bad, you know, it wasn't as good as the year before, but the only thing about that is if you could pass the drug test, you could go to the World Championship, or what they call Miss Universe. It was always held in a foreign country. Well, I go over to take the drug test and find out that out of 44 guys in my class, I'm the only one that showed up. And of course, I passed and go to the World Championships. It was held in Poland that year, and there was about 64 other countries in the show that year. And I won my class, and that's how I turned pro. I first pro show the next year, May 1992, and that was Chicago Pro. In that show, I think I placed about 11th. You know, it's not, I guess it's not so bad. My first pro show, my second year in the sport. I go on to the Night of Champions, and I placed about 14th, so I'm going down here. But Mr. Olympia is coming around that same year, and on the way I qualified for Mr. Olympia is I won the World Championship. But Mr. Olympia was held in Helsinki, Finland that year. I went over. I was pretty much a fan on stage. I didn't get a call out. Nobody looked at me, and I just stood there for 2 hours and watched Joy Yates, Lou Ferrigno, Sean Ray, and some of my other idols at this point. I just watched the show from the stage pretty much. But it was one of the greatest experiences in my life because it's something that I never, been a part of anyway. I never dreamed in a million years that I would make it that far. But like I said, I just got into the sport because Brian gave me a free membership to the gym. So 1993 comes around, and that year I didn't even qualify for the Mr. Olympia, but I did get about 6th, 7th place in some of the shows I placed in, so I'm moving on. 1994 comes around, and I finally qualified for Mr. Olympia. The way you qualify for Mr. Olympia, you got to place in the top 3 in a regular pro show, and that year I placed 3rd in a show in France, and I placed 3rd in a show in Germany. 1994 Mr. Olympia was probably a good Olympia for me because I was able to get a call out. I was able to get a real placing. I placed 15th, but I'm moving on up. I'm getting a call out. So I'm just not a fan on stage. So things are really looking up for me. 1995 rolls around and things are really getting good for me. I was finally able to win my first pro show, the Canada Cup. I think it was in Toronto, Canada that year. Went to the Mr. Olympia that same year and ended up placing 11th. So things are really moving on up. Things are really looking up. I'm really doing good in the sport. So 1996 rolls around and ended up placing, I qualified for Mr. Olympia by winning the Canada Cup again. If you're having success at one place, you might as well stick with it. So that's what I did. I went to Mr. Olympia in 1996 and I did way better than I expected. I ended up placing 6th. The only reason why I placed 6th because NASA asked somebody failed the drug test. So everybody, he got 2nd, and everybody that placed behind him moved up the spot. So I actually placed 7th in the show, but because NASA failed the drug test, I got 6th. So things are looking up. I'm real excited about the sport. 1997 rolls around, and I think 1997 was one of the worst years of my career. My first show of the year that year was the Ironman. The reason why I say it was one of the worst years of my career because at the Ironman, I placed 3rd place. I think place either Chris could be one of those guys won. But the reason why I placed 3rd because Lee Priest placed 2nd. I'm like, the hell going on here? They just started come to the point where they can be, at this point, I'm probably about 235, 40, and Lee Priest is about 4'8", 200 pounds, soaking wet. So I'm really upset. But the next show I go to was on Classic. And from the call-outs, it looked like Lee was going to beat me again. Man, I was real depressed after the morning show. I went back to my room. At the time I was dating this girl, Vicky Gates, she was competing in the show too. I looked at Vicky and I was like, man, this is not going the way that I thought it was going to go. I've been competing all this time, thinking I'm moving up, and all of a sudden I'm getting beat by midgets. So I think I'm just going to, give this sport up, go on and try to, make chief at the police department. She looked at me and said, boy, shut up. And I thought for a minute, and I'm like, you're right. If I quit competing, I lose my free membership to the gym. So So all of a sudden I perked back up like, yeah, I guess I'm going to go ahead and stick with this sport. But anyway, I went back and actually I got fourth place and I beat League Free, so I was real excited about that. I got renewed interest now, so I go on to the Canada Cup again, where I'm having all this success, and I win the Canada Cup again, so I qualified for Mr. Olympia. Went to Mr. Olympia this year, and, you know, I didn't do so well. I thought, you know, since I got hit 60 the year before, you know, at least I had a chance or a prayer crack that top 5. Well, things didn't go so good. I ended up in 9th place. You know, I'd already quit on a plastic, so I wasn't going to use that card again. So I just, you know, just found the strength within myself to carry on. Plus, I always said to myself, you know, I can't quit because I lose my free membership with the gym. I don't want to go back down that road again or struggling. So I kind of stayed with it. And next year, 1998, pretty good year for me. Probably the best year ever. And everybody know why. It started out okay. I went to the San Francisco Pro. I got second. Well, went back to Canada again. Of course, I'd won that show already about the last 3 years. So I won the Canada Cup again. With the 90 champions, won that show. Of course, everybody knows that was the first year I won my first Mr. Olympia. I got like a million stories I could tell, and I could go on talking for a very long time because I got so much history in this sport, and I've done so much in this sport, and I've seen so much. But I think I better cut it off without everybody getting kind of restless. There's a lot to see here at this expo, and I need to get over my move too at the Ronnie Coleman Signature Series. We just came out with 3 branded products. We got Amino Tone, one of the best tasting products I've ever tasted. We got Beta Stem, one of the greatest fat burners I've ever tried. And we kind of changed all our flavoring system in all of our products because people said they didn't really like the way they tasted, so everything tastes a whole lot better. And we also came out with a weight gainer, pink mask. So I'm gonna get on over there and sign some autographs, try to sell a few people supplements before this thing ends. But I guess before I go, maybe I can take a few questions. I don't want to waste too much. Machines work half the time, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. One hot day in the gym, you know, I'm looking around, I'm all by myself. You know, you see on some of my videos, you see I'm in the gym by myself. It's about 2 o'clock in the evening, 1 o'clock in the afternoon because I got to be at work at 3 o'clock. And I'm in the gym all by myself, and I'm kind of bored. There's nobody really, you know, spot me or nothing. So I'm like, I need to think of something to say to fire myself up. And the first thing that came to my mind was, yeah, buddy. Then I got tired of saying that, you know, I'm living lightweight, and I'm like, really got to fire myself up here, so I'm living heavyweight, so I'm just saying lightweight. And then I got tired of saying that, so, you know, the next thing came to mind was ain't nothing but a peanut, because it's all crazy just to get me fired up while I'm lifting weight. I try to train as heavy as I can. I've always been that way. I've always been like as long as you don't eat more than I do, you probably work something out. Anybody else? One more.
Ronnie, Wayne, you listed some of the heavyweights out there, 800 pounds plus, 1,000 pounds. What goes through your head right before you get under that bar? How do you psych yourself to lift that weight?
By saying I wait. Believe it or not, that's how I psych myself out. And a lot of times it's pretty light. If you don't remember, if you haven't seen the video of me doing the 800-pound squat, you know, I looked at it. I never done it before. You know, I don't really know my strength. I don't care. I don't know how you figure that out. But I look at this weight, I'm like, man, that's lightweight. You know, I'm saying myself, psych myself up. Well, once I got under it, you know, I can say it like this. I just knew in my mind I could do 2 reps. I convinced myself I was going to do 2 reps. So when I got on it and I started doing my 2 reps, I put it up, and I'm like, man, that was lightweight. So apparently that lightweight still works. So I highly recommend that.
Hey Ronnie, all the way from Trinidad.
Thanks for coming out. I've been there a couple times.
Great. Question, could you tell us a little bit about your injury and in the past, and will you be back in a major contest soon?
What had happened was 1996 after Miss Olympia, I took like a month off or something just to give my body a rest. So I go back to the gym in December, late December, and I'm getting ready for the Arnold Classic. You know, my first Arnold Classic, 97 coming up. And I was working legs on this particular day. And before I quit working out, like I said, I've always squatted, I've always lifted heavy. Well, I was doing 600 for like 12 reps on the squat. So I'm like, okay, you know, I've done 600, you know, before. I quit working out, took this little break. Shouldn't be no problem for me to, you know, continue doing it again. Well, I get up on the 600 pounds and coming up for rep number 7, and I'm like, man, that was heavy. I'm saying that to myself, you know, but in the back of my mind, you know, I'm struggling. Well, I come up on rep number 8, and I heard a loud pop. When I say pop, it sounds like this. Hi-y'all! Damn, what the hell was that? So I thought the guy behind me had hit me, because that's kind of like how we fire each other up. We slap each other on the back of the neck. As soon as I heard that loud pop, I'm like, okay, I'm done this way, because I ain't no way I'm going to get it. So I like, get back. There comes 600 pounds on the floor. So as soon as I drop it, I'm like, hey man, did you just slap me? I'm like, no man, I ain't hit you. I didn't touch you. I'm like, what was that loud pop? I'm like, I don't know what it was. Man, it's so loud in my ear, real loud. And as soon as I said that to him, I felt a real pain go down my left leg. You know, I didn't think nothing of it. I'm like, man, that was kind of painful. Well, I finished working out. I had to do leg press, hamstring, and go home. I take a shower. My back is killing me. It always hurts me when I'm doing legs anyway, so I'm not thinking nothing of it. So I'm on my way to work, and I'm getting ready to turn right to go to work. I'm like, man, something's seriously wrong. Instead of me turning right, I turn left and go straight to the emergency room, because after a while you kind of like know your body and you know how it's supposed to respond. But I take a lot of x-rays, they give me a lot of pills for the pain, they give me shots, nothing is working.